just going to run through y squared equals f of x. Okay, so your first step in sketching y squared equals f of x and performing that operation is first of all to square root the other side and just put plus or minus. And then what you do is you sketch y equals root f of x and y equals minus root f of x. And when you do that, you sketch both of those, you actually then have y squared equals f of x, because y squared equals f of x is contained in square rooting the other side and doing the plus graph and the minus graph of the square root one, which is the one you drew previously. So let's just draw one of those. So this goes through 3, minus 3, and 5. Okay, now this is y equals f of x. So when I'm drawing y equals root f of x, see the 3 that is there? So that 3, if I square root that, I will get root 3. So that 3 will go down to root 3. So it's approximately there. I'm just going to get a better colour. Anything underneath the square root doesn't exist, so that disappears. Square root 0, you get 0. If there's a number 1, that's actually where it is staying the same. So it gets pushed down and it's like the curve is like flattened. So you flatten the curve. Okay, so what I've drawn there, that there is y, that one there would be y equals root f of x. Now if I'm now going to draw y equals minus root f of x, minus root f of x will affect the y value. So because it affects the y value, because the y value will now be negative, if you take the y-axis or anything on the y side that is positive, then all you need to do is flip it in the x-axis and put it on the other side, on the negative side. So whatever's positive becomes negative. So that means that the curve will then come total reflection through there. Sorry, it should be a bit flatter, and it'll go through root 3. So the actual resulting curve here, when we're drawing that, I just draw the initial one. We'll just draw it all a bit neater. So the initial one looked like that. That was 5 minus 3 and 3. That's f of x. Now, when I draw my final curve will go, they will still stay the same because root 0 is 0. So they're not changing. This will go to root 3. It looks like that. And then you need to reflect it so it looks like that. Now, if I'm going to be really technical, it actually does come up a bit above the curve there and intersect, and the intersecting point is when y equals 1. So it's like that. And then I'm just reflecting it in the x-axis, and that curve is y squared equals f of x.